Hello everyone, welcome to Lalita's Kitchen again. Today I am going to share Puli Upma. It is made out of cream of wheat, tofu, tamarind, and the rest of the ingredient I am going to list it now. See, here it is about one package of tofu, solidly frozen. You can freeze it. When you get it from the store, you can freeze it for 3 to 6 months. Actually, it has been frozen for 6 months. Longer the better, because the texture it gives you good one. Cup and a half of cream of wheat, regular cream of wheat. Teaspoon and a half mustard seeds. 2 teaspoons of urad dal. 1/4 teaspoon of asafoetida powder, 10 curry leaves chopped, 6 red chilies broken into pieces, 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 tablespoon of salt, 6 tablespoons of oil. Actually, 2 different varieties of tamarind paste I am having it here. This one I bought it from Indian store. It has a little darker color, but it is very robust and rich. So this is about 1.5 tablespoons of it, and then about 2 tablespoons of another variety. This one is available at the Vietnamese store. If you use this one, you have to dissolve it in water and then filter it, because sometimes some kind of a gritty things is there. Be careful. But you can use any one of them, all of them together, this one, or you can use like what I am doing, 50-50, or you can use this one. Then water, about 2 to 2.5 cups of water. Let us see. First I am going to open up this frozen tofu. First run it under the water and then open the package with a sharp knife. Be careful. See, since it is solid frozen, you can do it. And then when you run it under the cold water, what it does, it will come out of the container. Let me see. Do I need to fight? Okay, I am washing it. Then what I am going to do, I am going to transfer the tofu, solid tofu, into this bowl and immerse the tofu, frozen tofu, inside water. Say about 4 cups of water or 3 cups of water. So this is what it will look like. Okay, I am going to pressure cook this one. In other words, thaw this one using a pressure cooker. So the pressure cooker is ready. I turn on the stove. I am going to put this inside the pressure cooker and then close the pressure cooker. And then you have to bring it to the high. Build the pressure high. It might take, say, let me wait until that steam comes out. Meanwhile, I am turning this stove on to medium high. Now I am going to roast the cream of wheat, dry roasting it. No oil or anything right now. Just roast it until the cream of wheat color changes to light brown. You can even smell a little bit. See, it is like making like a upma. It is a upma. It is a tamarind upma. So okay, what I am doing, I am just dry toasting it. It will take about 2 to 3 minutes. I will come back and then show you how it will look. Okay, the steam is coming through the regulator air vent. I am going to put the regulator on the pressure cooker. So build the pressure until it reaches high. It will make a big sound, high sound. You have to, once it reaches the high, turn the heat to medium low. and then cook it for 5 to 8 minutes and then turn it off. So we have to wait until it reaches the room temperature. In other words, all the pressure needs to go. Meanwhile, I am still toasting the cream of wheat. So after toasting it, what I am going to do, I am going to dissolve the tamarind paste in the 2.5 cups of water in this bowl, and then transfer the toasted tofu and then mix it with the ladle and then close it. While you dissolve the tamarind, you can add the salt and then turmeric powder to the water and then transfer the cream of wheat. That's what I am going to do. See, I am going to dissolve. See, it will take a while. I need to filter this one. I will come back once I filter. I will show you. Okay, I dissolved the tamarind paste, both kind. I filtered the Chinese variety, and then I dissolved it in the 2.5 cups of water. Now I am adding the turmeric powder and then salt. So just to stir it after adding it. See, now the cream of wheat is ready. I have been toasting it. This is the color it will be. What I am going to do, I am going to transfer the hot cream of wheat, that is a temperature-wise hot, into the dissolved tamarind juice, and then stir down without, it won't form a lump, but in any case, see. So leave it like that. Meanwhile, what I did, it was almost 5 to 6 minutes after the pressure has been reached high. I turned the stove off. I am turning it off. I have to wait until the pressure are reduced. Okay, probably it will take 15 minutes to 20 minutes. We will see you. Okay, the tofu has been cooking. Now I turned it off. It's almost 15 minutes. See the pressure came down, so there was no pressure, so I was able to open it up. So I am opening it. This is the way it will look, the thawing process under the tofu. Actually, this thawing process, I have given another video on the coconut rice sticks with the tofu. They are also the same process I am repeating here. Okay, what I am going to do, I am going to drain all the hot water and then run it with the cold water 2-3 times until the tofu come to the touching. It has to cool down because I have to break the tofu and then chop it up all day. Food process. See, that's what I am doing. I am just rinsing it. To speed up the process, what one can do, in a bowl of water, cold water. So you can transfer the tofu. If you are able to touch it, you might not be able to. I have to run 2-3 times until you can touch it. You have to do that.
Yeah, you can also use tongs.
Yeah, you can use tong or any ladle. Okay. Now what I am doing is simply to cool. Quick cooling. I am transferring to a cold water bowl with the cold water. That way I will be able to see. So, see, still internally it is hot. So when you do this way, probably after a while.
It's preferable to use tongs.
Yeah. Yeah, you can use tongs, but for me, I usually use hand. See, it won't. The tongue won't come as.
No, for squeezing a little bit, initiate squeezing.
Okay. What it is now, it is touchable. So I am going to break this tofu cubes, and you have to squeeze out as much water as you can. See, you don't need any more water for the upma. So I am going to now discard this water and fill with cold water again.
You can put some.
See, since for the video I have to show it like that. If you are preparing at home,
You can put some ice in it.
yeah,
too.
you can do that too. Ice cold water. The final result is you should be able to touch it. That is what you are trying to achieve. So, because you want to squeeze as much water as possible from the tofu. See, because the behavior of the tofu really changes after it has been frozen. So it will behave almost like a texturized. It's like a spongy. See, almost behave like a sponge. I am going to break this apart and then put it on the food processor, body of the food processor, break it apart and then pulse it for 2-3 times and then transfer the chopped up tofu with the tamarind juice and the cream of wheat. Okay, thoroughly mix it, and then we have to make the bagar and then transfer it and then do it. So what I'm going to add, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break it apart and transfer it. Maybe if you think we can come back. That's all I am going to do. I am break it apart and then pulse it in the food process. Okay, see, I just crumbled up the tofu using the food processor. It will resemble like this. Okay, now I am going to do just you have to pulse it. You don't have to grind it so much. I am transferring the tofu to the tamarind cream of wheat mixture. So, and then incorporate it. So, thoroughly incorporate the tofu mixture into the cream of wheat tamarind mixture. Now, I am turning on the stove to make the bagar. I'm adding the oil. See, this dish takes lots of oil. It is not a low calorie dish, but it is really delicious. The whole recipe serves for 4 to 6. So when you break down it, I don't think it like that much of a calorie, but it is a little bit calorie side, but high protein. I am adding the mustard seed. See, this started popping. See, today I keep the stove already on. Okay. I am adding the broken chili. Cover it, otherwise it will splatter all over. And then adding the urad dal. See, when you add chili, it will make the whole house spicy. Okay, watch it. So, even the chili turned black, no problem. You don't want the intense heat. So that's good. So I am transferring the asafoetida powder and the curry leaves. This is what it will look when you make the bagar. Now I am transferring this mixture, that is cream of wheat tofu mixture, to the bagar. Turn the stove to low. Incorporate.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
It's all right.
See, it will look like this before cooking. Once it is cooked, it will be, you know, like a crumbling, separate thing. I will show you. It will take probably 10 minutes. So turn the stove to medium low. And then, now and then, stir it. Now I am going to cover and cook it. I am cooking it on the medium to medium low heat, okay? You don't want it to be very high, otherwise it will stick to the pan, okay? I will come back in few minutes and then show you. See, you cannot leave. You have to go on, you know, within few minutes, come back and then stir it and then turn around and stir it like that. Okay, we will see you in 2 minutes. Here is the finished product. It took about 10 minutes in medium heat. Stirring, you know, now and then or sometime continuously. You can cook covered or partially covered, okay. Finished product was much more than this. Actually, the official taster of my husband, he took 2 bowls of it. That's why it is, you know, you can very easily, you know, serve for 4 to 6. Here it is, I am presenting. It can be served with raita, cucumber raita or tomato raita, and then this is it. And then, see, this is a complete meal. That is why I am presenting this way, because it contains carbohydrate, protein, and then for veggie, and then for eating coolness, see, yogurt, homemade yogurt, and then cucumber raita, and then mango for dessert. I am going to just taste it. See what happened while stirring the upma. You can taste it and adjust the salt if you want salt. Actually, you know, he said it's perfectly alright, no salt is needed. Whatever I have given is correct. So good, so good, so nice.